Welcome to the road to growth, success of an entrepreneur.
We've raised the bar.
Learn firsthand from successful business owners and create your own path to success.
I'm going to show you how great I am.
It's time to hit the road to growth with team lead of the Enriquez Group, Realtor Vinny.
Hi, Road to Growth listeners. Today I have Jafari, but you might know him as Master Jeff. Thank you. Can I just call you Jeff? Is that okay?
Yeah, that would be perfect.
Perfect. Yeah. So you're the founder and CEO of PSC Academy, basically a transformational coach, helping people kind of get to where they were to where they want to be, in essence.
Yeah, this is basically, as you said, I'm a transformational coach. I'm helping people to overcome them anxiety and them fear, and to create a better life for themselves, which they deserve. So, and what I believe in life is every human being is created by them habits. The habits is creating within 40 days. Whatever you do, continuously routine, every single day is create your habits. So these habits create your personality, your future, your success in the future. So what we do, we working on the habits, we breaking down all the habits, and we try to build it up together again, and to change it and transform it to the better version what you're looking for. This is what exactly we do.
I mean, I've had a variety of coaches on here, and for people listening, they can probably guess the next question that I'm going to throw out there. What separates you from all the other coaches, consultant, transformational coaches? What separates you and your brand from those other entities?
Yeah, that is a great question. So I believe in do whatever you do in the best way possible. So it's better to be, your 100% be on your niche, or whatever you do, you should be the greatest to provide your service to the people. So what we are doing actually to make us separate from other coaches, I believe in all of them. I follow them. I get inspired from them. From my childhood, I have a lot of people I'm following. I'm learning from them. This is not something to say it's only me. I'm creating something. I am unbelievably unique. No, I'm the collection of the greatest people, which I'm trying to gather this information for the long journey together, and add up my stuff into it and creating something unique. Because I remember from day one, I love this character. The people go on the stage, have effect on other people's lives. They're changing the future. I see the people, them eyes are shining in front of them. I get motivated. I love this lifestyle. But the only thing that I didn't like it was we are getting motivated. It is like, we knew what we wanted on the spot when we are in the seminars or we are listening to these people, these great people. But what is happening to us after 24 hours, 48 hours, we losing the focus. We go back to our habits. We go back to what we were doing, as a daily routine in our life. And those excitement is going to be less and less and less, and we go back to our normal life. I was looking for the solution, how we can possibly create something which stay with the people. So I comes up with this idea. I'm working on it for the past 2 decades, and I had a speech over 40 countries around the world. I'm helping a lot of people as much as I could to help them what you could possibly do to stay motivated, stay on track, and look and go on the right path of your visions, toward your visions and your goals. So I created a course. It's a 48 hours course. This course helping a lot of souls, a lot of people to find out who they really are, which is the most important question people they asking themselves. Who am I? So, and help them to grow the way they want it. So this course, the things which is make it different than others, we help the people to combining the emotion with the physical activity, with the great memory, all this stay together during 48 hours time. And we give them some activity which ever they needed these kind of energies to flow on them so they can immediately activate it. What we do exactly, there is a part in the brain, which is the very small part, is less than 1% of our brain capacity. They call it the zone or inner potential. So all of us as a human being, we do have this possibility and this power within us, but we use it whenever we are in a danger. We read and we are heard a lot in the news or other places. The human, once they get into the difficult moment or difficulty, they do something which the superhuman can do it. And if they ask them to do it again, they wouldn't be able to do it. So this kind of power is come to our body whenever we feel we need it. It's like an autopilot button. We click on it, it's going to save our life. Usually it just happens when we are in danger. So might be we use it in our whole life, might be we don't use it at all. What we are doing in our 2 days course, we are simulating the area. We are going to trick the brain to be in control in every single things in the barrooms. The light, the smell, the environment, the music, the energies around, the synergy which goes around, the music. We control everything to trick the brain and brought us to the situation which we activated that area. We call it the inner potential zone. So once it's
so you brought up a couple of things, and I'm going to jump in before we kind of go too far, because I know you have almost like a speech ready to go, a lot of information ready to kind of give out.
I just wanted to explain our unique
so
strategy.
you brought the idea that you'd watch people on stage and you'd like the character. So do you think most people that are up on stage, they have a character that they're portraying themselves in, or was that just, I know English is your second language, so maybe character wasn't the right word you're trying to get across. I'm just curious if you do see that usually with your competition.
This is not about the character of the people, the person who are attending to our course. It belongs to everybody. So
everyone has a character.
Excuse me?
Everyone has a character.
Everybody has a character, different character. Okay. So, and this is not created for the unique character for the people. This courses is designed for every single different character they are attending over there. So they see this as the way they want it. That's why we call it philosophy. So once it's a philosophy, people, they see what we're trying to train and teaching the people through them knowledge from the past. So whatever experience and knowledge they have from the past is creating them character, and whatever habits they had, they, creating whoever they are right now. Okay, and according to them knowledge, they're going to see what we're planning to do.
Okay, and then so you brought up the idea that a lot of these other venues, a lot of these other transformational coaches on stage, they basically get you excited in the moment, but they don't give you a way to transition into that new person. And you said that your courses are basically 48 hours of courses, right? So in 48 hours, most people can transition from who they were to who they want to be?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow. They will find out all the method and all the technique to help them to go through all this technique in the future in order to transform to the best version of themselves. So this is working like that. So I go back to my point because I want to finish that topic, which is very important. So the thing is, we helping them to access to them inner potential. So this inner potential area is help the people to achieve and overcome them anxiety, them laziness, them, if they don't have focus on what we want to do in the future. So whenever they needed this to be self-motivated and focus on what they wanted, and they needed the push, they needed something to go forward, immediately they can activate it less than a minute. So this has helped them to get access to this area and go forward toward their visions. Okay.
So is the 48 hours, because truthfully, and again, if people listening right now, I know for Jeff, this is the second language. Some of the words, I might be diving too much into the words he's using. Yet the 48 hours to transition from who you were to who you want to be seems like oversimplification. Especially when you're talking about, we're a lot of coaches I've had on here, a lot of people that I've listened to, right? Like you're saying, right? Or saying that we're a computer program, right? We're programmed to do X, Y, and Z. Why are you crying? Is because this happened to me when I was a kid, and so on and so forth. Yet for 48 hours, is the 48 hours something that is like the process of what someone can do when they're triggered? Or is it 48 hours truthfully to reprogram this whole computer that we are as human beings?
We are reprogramming everything.
Everything in 48 hours, you think?
That's why it's a very unique program. So that's why we make it super hard to attend to these courses. Why? Because there's only one time opportunity. You cannot attend second time. We are not promoting to keep coming to our courses. This is opportunity which we allow the people to experience it only one time. So we keep the record of all the attender. So and they would be able to attend twice. So that's why we wanted them to be fully focused. They don't have any electronic device. So we wanted them to stay focused, stay in present for 2 continuously days. And we wanted them to be present in the seminars, and we're focusing on every small detail of these people and attenders. So we treat them like a gold member over there.
If you go once, you can never go back again?
No, you're only allowed to attend once. That's why we want the people who love this training to join. So this is not a marketing training or marketing course. So I have the reason to do that. So I find out my purpose. So I'm not looking, to selling the product, to getting money. So of course the money is involved and everybody wants to work. But our aim is to give our message to the people and help them to become the best version of their life. That's the part which we are focusing on. Nobody allowed to attend twice. We keep the record for all our attenders around the world. They can only attend once as a student. And we wanted them to be 100% focused and observe the information and knowledge which we're trying to inject to them. As you said, the 48 hours is a little bit tricky to say, okay, in 48 hours, I'm trying to, do a lot of changes in you. But this is actually what we are doing. And that's why it makes us unique than other transformational coaches and the people who have the aim to help the humanity.
Well, let's dive a little back. Let's rewind a little bit. So a young Jeff, who was a young Jeff? Were you the person that was giving back, trying to change stuff, trying to build a business? Who was a young Jeff?
Yeah. Before I was starting this journey, right?
Yeah, before like a young Jeff walking around, having some, might be ice cream, young kid. He's a young Jeff.
Yeah, let me go back into the time. So I love those moments. My father was one of the greatest businessmen in the country. So that's why we're traveling a lot. And he was a family man. So he loved to carry his family with him whenever he go, because once he wanted to establish a business in some city or some country, he loved to have his family with him. So I get to use at my young age to lose a lot of friends, a lot of family, a lot of relatives. And in those times, I'm not trying to tell you I'm so old person, but in those times, we didn't have that accessibility, to go through the Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, to communicate with the people. And even though the cell phone, I remember when the cell phone is invented and people was excited that they can communicate through the, wireless network. So the thing is, so I'm trying, I'm slowly, I get to losing friend, relative, family. So, and it's making me scared. I've got some anxiety of communication with the people because I knew at the end of the day, I'm going to lose them. So I'm trying not to attach with the people. It's make me to become so shy person and afraid of, communication with the people. And my family was worried about me. I remember at early 18 years old, I attend to some typical, normal, motivational course, which my family bring me over there to just a little bit motivate me and listen to other people. So I went there. Immediately, I connect to the character of the speakers. I love it. I love the person, how he can change, on stage. One person can impact the other people's life or future and no effect on them. I said, I love it. I want to try that. And everybody was laughing at me. I said,
how old are you?
I was 18.
Okay.
I was 18 years old. So I put all the information together. I created a topic for myself. I was so excited. I thought I'm the king of information in those moments. So because as much as you know less, you have more ego and you're more, you get arrogant. So I knew this is my best. So I invited my friend and family. They gathered together. It was around 20 people, mostly family, to support me, to encourage me to go ahead. And I'm supposed to speak around 30 minutes. I think this article in New York Weekly or New York Times, they write it about me, this article as well. So that 30 minutes is end up to a few hours, and they loved the topic which I opened it, and I'm explaining to them. It's something like it was a trigger for me, so I can do it. And it wasn't only encouragement and support from them. So once it's happening and I love it and I'm getting good feedback from them, I start to work on it. So I started traveling all over the world. I see a lot of great trainers.
You breezed over of that. So you're 18 years old.
Yeah.
Given a speaking engagement, you have a write-up by Newsweek. How did you first get at 18 years old, get the write-up by Newsweek? If this is your first speaking engagement, how did you get publicity?
I'm so sorry. Recently, they
okay. Recently.
But those moments, because I had an interview with them, they're writing about this article as well. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I was like, wow, 18 years old, getting a write-up in Newsweek, doing a couple-hour conversation. I mean, wait, so let's rewind a little bit. So you're 18 years old, you want to do that, and you have the idea that you want to do that. How long did it take you from 18 to get up on stage and actually start talking?
Yeah, it took me around 1.5 years to be fully educating myself and put everything together and, find out my path and go ahead. So it took me around 1.5 years to put everything together. So
you're 20 years old and you're a transformational coach at that time?
Yeah, I'm starting my journey.
How now I would think, and I've talked to a lot of different coaches, right? And I think there's a lot of people out there too that listening, right? They go, what does this 20-year-old know about life? And they're trying to tell me that I can change, I can do this, I can do that. I mean, were you getting that kind of feedback, or what was the response at that young time?
And still I'm getting it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's something I'm getting it, The people, I love the point of view of the people. They come to me and say, oh my God, you're working in the United States. Okay, it's better to work on your language skill a bit more. I said, don't worry, I do have 2 coaches for that. Okay, I'm very new. So I knew what I have to work on, and I'm putting my time and effort on that. So this is not the question which is new to me. So it was from the beginning. I remember the time I was 22 years old, and I had to speak to the group of over 200 people. They were all coming from the PhD level. They coming to another conference, and they attending to the course which I supposed to speak. And everybody was looking at me. Come on, kids, we educate ourselves twice than your age, and what do you want to teach us? What do you want to say? So, and when I started talking and highlighting the points which they might not, notice or focusing on it. So they love it. They love to listen. So I found that it's not about an age. It's about what you're talking about, how the people feel and connecting at those moments with the topic which you're opening to them, and how it can be beneficial to them. So it's helped a lot. So it's helped me a lot to talking to the different ages of coaches and, learning from them. Because the topic they're speaking and they're focusing on, it is something which I didn't know. And, it adds value to me. So, but the course which I created, it's the most unique course. And there is nobody else on this planet, they are doing even the similar course to it. That's why when they're attending, there is a completely new area, and they love it. They love it.
I mean, okay, no, it seems like there's a massive amount of coaches out there. And so you're saying no other coaches out there have a similar platform. Why is that then?
As my researchers and the people attending, and I'm go around the world since I'm doing the international training all over the world, we couldn't find any similar packages which to help the people to face off them to their self and their true self, and help them to access to them inner potential and help them to be in control in that zone, which is very difficult because the amount of the adrenaline is injecting to the people's wings to help them to do something which normally people cannot do it. Okay. It's become out of control. So you cannot control it. It's a few seconds you do something which you cannot do it in a normal life. So to help them to reach to those levels and stay in the control and keep those energy with you for the rest of your life, this is nobody else do that.
How long did it take you to build this platform then? I mean, I'm thinking if you're 20 years old at that when you first started, and over time kind of built this platform out, when did you feel that, okay, this is the platform that no one else has? How long did it take you think?
So from the beginning, I started from 18, so 19 and a half. So I put everything together. So I feel it's completed. We can work on it and we can send our message to the people. It took me another decade, 10 years to develop it the way I wanted. And now it is almost 22 years. I'm working on this information and keep developing, and it's non-stop would be add up. So this is not something to say is enough. So this is as it is. So we'll keep going, and that's it. No, this is keep improving. This is keep adding on. But after almost from 20 years old, after a decade, I feel it's become mature, more mature. So we can count more on it. So it took me around 12 years.
Did you always, when did you start teaching or being a coach in the US, or in English, or what language? I know English is your second language.
Yeah.
When did you start? Was that at the beginning coaching in English, or when did you start coaching in English?
I started now in my own language, so it's a Persian. So
okay.
I usually have the translator, live translator in my seminars. So sometimes it's over 40 to 16 different languages. They're translating live. They're helping people to listen live to the translation. So I started with my own language because I had more control around it. So I'm coming here in United States 2016. So I'm focusing on creating the seminars and starting to do it in English language and work on it. So we were ready in 2020. So everything was ready here to start it. So the pandemic has started. So it's make us a little bit to slow down.
How were you, scared to coach, even though you've been doing it for, 15 years or 17 years before you actually started doing it in English? That still had to be a little scary of coaching in a different language.
Absolutely, I'm agree with you. This is always scary. So we are as the entrepreneurs, so we love the scary things to make it happen. So I love the challenge. I love all those challenges, and go ahead to see how we can solve all these challenges to do it the better way. And I found out in US, once you're speaking, in the motivational way, or you want to help the people for transformations, or help them to elevate themselves, if they know this is your second language, you have more respect, because it is very hard to translating from your brain what you have in your mind to translate it with a different culture, different language, and help the people to understand what you are planning to do, and they get it, they understand it, and it's helped them. So as my experience, I get more respect.
If you do make mistakes on the stage, or you say something wrong, where it maybe doesn't go as planned, maybe this was when you were younger, what's the process, what's the mindset like to remember that thing, to stay on track, and to maybe not get scared away? Okay, we got to stop, we got to walk away. What's that mindset like for yourself?
Yeah. Okay. Let me to ask you something. You're coming on a podcast to help the people, to help entrepreneurs to the people see them, hear them, and you help them to elevate them business, and they go ahead. If you do any mistake, the only person knows is you, nobody else.
Well, how long did it take you to realize it? Because that's definitely so true. Oh my gosh. So I know they heard me. And then you talk to someone and go, what are you talking about? That was fantastic. And you're like, so how long for yourself did it take you to realize that, though?
Yeah. This is, I realized it from the beginning stage, because I told you, I'm working with a lot of great speakers and masters around the world. I respect them always, and I'm keeping in touch with them for over 20 years. Still, we are, we have our inner circle community. We are discussing about what we are planning to do, and I'm getting information from them. I'm getting support from them. I'm not scared to ask for the help. This is the first thing I'm telling people: do not scared to ask for the help. Do not scared for fall down. The fail is a part of the process. This is not about you have to be perfect to start. So I don't want to talk about ordinary things, but this is the part of the process. You cannot be perfect to start. But the only thing on a stage, which is very important, especially when you're live or you're talking to the big audience, if you do any mistake, you are the only person knows that. So as long as you are not losing the control or your attitude, nobody knows. So you can keep continuing, and then on another place you can go back again and cover the story you wanted to tell and help the people to understand what you are trying to tell them.
Great nugget. If let's say we were talking in 5 years from now, Jeff.
Yeah.
I mean, where are you going to be? Where's your brand going to be?
Okay. This is absolutely a great question. So I have a big talk, not a big talk. I have to talk on a big stage on June, which is unbelievably, it still is not, I cannot believe it. So I'm not going to talk about it right now because I want it to be a little bit more mystery, and I'm giving to more, what do you call it?
Suspense
To it. Okay, let people to see it once it's happening. So there's a lot of things would be happen, but in 5 years, we are going to have minimum serving millions of souls around the world with what we have in our mind, and we hope we could be we could get help from all societies and the country. We want to work together to make this happen, and this is what is going to be happen, either or. So we're going to make it happen. So, and our company will be listed. So we're trying to list our company in NASDAQ, our shares for 2026. So there is the biggest ever, the hybrid seminar would be happen in this year, next year, 2022, from our side. And this is what we're planning to do. So we're planning to keep improving ourselves, to helping the 1 million souls. It's our target in next 5 years, and listing our company in NASDAQ for the people who want to be part of our journey and, sharing with us. And the planning which we have for the hybrid seminars, which is a great concept these days. For the past 2 years, the COVID gave us a great lesson. So the people, they get to use to the online servicing and facility and communicating together much better. So we are going to bring these seminars to the different level, and we try to help the people to get benefit as much as possible.
Do you worry? You mean, and everyone listening right now, right, heard that you can only go one time to these seminars, right? So do you worry for the day that you're going to run out of people to have at your seminar?
This can be the good point, and we can be always have to be worried. You're talking to the TV show, say, do you worry nobody watch your channel? Of course they are worried, but it's not going to make me stop. If there is a point comes, nobody wants to come to my seminars. Obviously, I'm not going to sit down at the corner and cry.
Well, if you've helped all those people already, right? Because you can only come once to your seminar, right? And so you've already helped all these people.
Yeah.
And so maybe there's not going to be enough people for you to help anymore. Is there ever going to you worry about that?
You mean if there is no any other people to help them?
Yeah, you've already helped. Or there are always going to be more people that are going to need.
Oh, we're talking about 7-8 billion people. Obviously, because I get used to it, So if I'm somewhere they don't understand me, so I find a solution for that. So there is a live translator. So I'm going to different community, different countries. This is not what makes me worry. If I become worried, the people, they don't want to listen to me in, for example, in English language or Persian language, my mother tongue. So it's not going to make me worry. As long as I could commit it to myself to help others, any different nation, any different color, any different race, there is a solution for that. I'm not going to stop. This is not the first time I'm reaching to that point. There is a lot of rules and regulation in different countries. Believe me, once you started to do internationally, there is a lot of things to stop you. But if you want to stop, Maybe there's so many people they're waiting for you to do something and help them out. They're gonna stop.
So what's the opportunity for, let's say you're a raving fan, right? A fan that's, oh my gosh, I went to Master Jeff's seminar. I mean, I loved it. I want more of him. I want to basically be involved. I mean, they're not allowed to go any more seminars, so they can't get more of that. But are there other ways for them to be in your circle? Is there other ways to still grow and expand? Or
Okay, it's a great question. So if when I told you there is only one time opportunity they can attend to our class or course, I added as a student.
Okay.
They can be the student only one time, but they can be in the seminars to help the student to reach to the level they reach multiple times. So they can be there. Plus, our platform would be upgraded on March. So there is another announcement we're going to give to the people. So there is a lot of different steps from our seminars. Once you attend, they could be the student at the beginning, then they become the person, the crew to help the student to reach to the level they wanted. The crew, once they attend 3 times, they're reaching to become the head of the crew. Then once they attend for 13 times, the ranking and the color would be changed from the white, they're changing them shirts to the black, so they become the manager of the crew. Then once they attend more than 30 times, they become the co-trainer, so they're getting the black tie and black shirt. There is a lot of opportunity to grow with us. That's why it's for the 10, 20 years they stay with us. And on the March 1, the platform is upgraded, so everything we make it digital. So, and the people through the platform, they can see how they can upgrade, and they can be the part of the group, part of the process, part of this journey, and they grow with us for the long, long journey. And I love to see a lot of more faces. Now, right now, we have more than 2,000 the coaches and the crew to help me around the world to do these seminars. So. Wow. These people creating through the times is taking a lot of process till I'm trusting them to give them some responsibility, because we have only 48 hours time. We cannot miss anything. So everything has to be perfect. Every single thing has to be perfect in order to help us, to help the people to reach to the big bang moment, and they see the opportunity. They see who they are, what they are capable of, how much energy they have. So.
What's the go ahead, what were you saying?
I'm listening. Yes.
Oh, well, what's the best way? So someone's like, oh my gosh, I listened to Jeff talk on the Road to Earth podcast. I want to hear more about the seminars. I want to get more information about it. What's the best way of them, like people listening right now, to follow your journey or to see if a seminar is coming up in their area in the near future?
Thanks so much to asking this question. So they can follow me on my Instagram is a Master Jeff official. So on March, they can, connecting with us through our PSC Academy website, all our information, database, seminars, venue, happening, there's a hybrid seminars, anything we're doing is going to be through there. So why we are working on this platform for the long time? Because we believe on the word of mouth. And the people who are attending to our seminars, automatically they multiply to 10 people more. So that's why we always we had lack of crew, lack of training to gather all these people together, because we have a limitation of the number of the people to attend to the course in order to give them the best facility. So we don't want massive number of people attending, and we cannot focus on them. So that's why during these few months, we are starting to create so many our courses into the digital versions, and we are creating the great, the digital area for the people to connect together through our platform, which we're going to launch on March. But for time being, people, they can connecting with me on Master Jeff official on my Instagram, and from there we are updating. I'm keep updating the people about what is going next and what is happening next.
And I'll finish off with this question right here. If someone's listening right now and they basically have a wealth of knowledge, be it as an electrician, be it as a business owner, whatever it might be, and they're looking to coach, to mentor, to help someone else out, is there a piece of advice you would give them in the process of sharing knowledge with someone else?
Okay. There is three words. I always use it. This 3 word is the core of our courses as well. So regardless of the race, religion, color, and the power of the people. There is few things we have to focus on it. As long as we focus on these three things, the life would be much easier, and we can go ahead more stronger. First, as long as we believe we are alive, because that's the only things we have to be blessing and grateful every single day. We are waking up every day morning. So every day morning we are open our eyes is a great opportunity for us to change the things. The only things we cannot do something about it when we cannot open our eyes. And once we are sleeping, it's our closest experience to death. So every single day we are wake up. So we have to be gratitude to God to give us a great opportunity to do the change, to be able to do great things. So I believe in I am alive. So this is what I'm keep repeating to myself, because as long as I'm alive, I'm the best version of myself, and I do the best I can do every single day. So the second thing I'm telling to myself every single day, I said, I am the best, because I am the best person to ruin my life or creating the best life for myself. There is nobody on this planet can affect on me. And if the people talking or, negativity is effect on me, I have to work on myself why it's happening. Because if I believe I am the person, I'm the captain of my life. I am the only person can do great things in my life or to ruin my life. So I'm not going to blame anybody else. So everything has happened. I'm the responsible. So once I'm the best person to create my future. Third thing, I will make it. Once I say I will make it, it means there is no any block wall in front of me. There is no any things to stop me of what I want to achieve, what I want to create. So once I believe in these three words, I'm alive, I am the best person, and I will make it. Nothing can stop me. So this is my piece of advice to the people. You are the one who's responsible about whatever happening to your life. As long as you take the control of your life in your hand and take the responsibility about every situation you are in right now yourself, and you believe you can do it, that's a golden key to help you to succeed to whatever you want in your life.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's well said. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're going through right now. It doesn't matter what anyone's going through right now. I mean, you're alive right here, and you could always be in a worse place than you are today. Thank you, Jeff, for being here. Hopefully, everyone listening got some great nuggets right there. I mean, you can see if you watch the YouTube video or watch us live on it, you can see Jeff's basically smiles and excitement. You can hear the smiles. You can hear the smiles if you're listening to the audio on listening to the podcast right there. But I can only imagine how Jeff is on stage for 48 hours with the smiles, and I'm going to guess those smiles last for those whole 48 hours. I appreciate you, Jeff, for being here. Thank you, everyone listening. Got some great nuggets. Please share, please subscribe, and please go follow Jeff. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.